How you going, Brian?
Hey, I'm doing good, Chris.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Hey, thanks for coming along to just talk about where you're at with Slimmerman, and
it's a pleasure, Chris.
It's been such a blessing, this little journey that we're on, and what it's all about. You've been with us since right at the start, and just wanted to quiz you on that and where you're at and how it's going and why did you join Slimmerman?
Okay. So when you first started, I saw Slimmerman and I thought, no, that's a really good concept, because men often don't have fitness or health, probably more like health and diet regimes or things they can go to look after their diet, and that always has to go with fitness. I know that, but men don't seem to do it. There's lots of women, Jenny Craig's and all of those, but nothing for men. So I really like the way that you started Slimmerman.
Yes.
With that as a concept, really with your idea to help men.
Yeah, it's certainly been a journey, and as we've been growing, more and more women have been joining as well, which has been great. Because I think it's for everybody. We're all trying to get that ideal waistline. And people have been struggling with that, and with the advent of, we've got so many things out there now that we can go and do. We can get a personal trainer, we can go and join the gym, we can run around. There's all these different classes that have come about. F45 is quite popular at the moment. We've had Zumba, we've had aerobics, we've had all sorts of things, and it's quite yo-yoing, I think. A lot of people just get in, they'll do it for a short period of time, and then it's not longevity.
I've found that anything I do like that has to build into my daily routine. It has to be manageable. So, maybe only 15 minutes is manageable for me, but if I do it every day, 15 minutes is great.
Well, it adds up towards the end of the week, that's for sure, when you do that. And that's what I've found as well, and I've done a lot of running around myself and found that it just burns out. You just burn out. And I've always been conscious of my weight myself. I don't know about yourself or even you, the viewers out there, carrying that extra, that extra few around your waistline can be a little bit demoralising sometimes, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help men and women just think at it in a different way. It's almost like renewing your mind, trying to just think differently.
Right.
And then I think when our thought patterns change, then we're able to look at what we're eating, look at that diet that we're having, look at the exercise, and then really start honing down and enjoying that side of it as well. Whereas the other way, we tend to find we go, we're going to do the exercise, change the diet, and it doesn't work out.
No, I remember when you first gave me the scales, I was sort of a bit, I wondered about them, but I took them and stood on them and got my reading, and then probably about 4 weeks later I stood on them again. I saw the trend down and I thought, that's pretty good. So the scales began to work for me, because they didn't so much tell me off, but they told me that I was trending. I was actually trending downwards in my level of fat and the areas where I was trying to change.
Yes, yeah. I think the e-scales have been a real important part of Slimmerman, and being connected to your phone via Bluetooth has been a major contributor, so people can graph themselves every day and see how those vital signs of their internals are going, and it gives them motivation. There's an old some people say don't hop on the scales every day, but what we've been finding is that people are hopping on them every day, getting this graph of ups and downs, and hopefully going down
a trend,
to get to that, because you can put in your ideal weight and then work towards that. So and as you're doing, you've done so well. Brian,
I really like the scales. I like the way that it tells you your age, especially if it's in favour of you. So mine is, and I really like the age. I tell people that's how old I am now. So,
I got on mine, and I'm 53. My age is 53 at the moment, going up, but the body age that came up was 42. So,
yeah.
And you do, I think you do know, you do know when you're starting to feel better and healthier and.
Yeah, and you can manage things a lot easier and things. Yeah.
So do you think that's something that's kept you on track? Is that one of the things?
It's been real help. Help. Yeah.
So what else would have kept you going on track?
I am actually. I have a target. So the scales are measuring that, and I'm working on my diet, and just keeping my exercise up.
Yeah. Has the social side of it helped? Like we're sort of got a bit of a.
It's interesting. I don't often go on Facebook, but I quite like it. Every so often I'll pick up one of the things that are on Slimmerman. It'll say, "Oh yeah, I really like that." Remember seeing somebody's meal on there and thought, "Oh yeah, that's so cool." Such a neat meal.
Yes. Yeah.
So
that's good. Yeah, I found social media can be used for a really good positive vibe, and we really enjoy it. So it's something that brings people together, and like you just said, it's kind of like a community, and I think that's missing in our society. Communities of people. There's so much anxiousness out there, and that's because I think a lot of people are going away from being in a community. And
well, it's good to see that there's other people who are actually trying to do this and struggling, and they may not say it on there, but I can read between the lines that these guys are trying to do something because they've got a reason to.
Yeah,
and that's great.
Yeah. So that sort of, and that's what I try and push. Like it's more like an online mentor. We're trying to help men and women, push them along, but give them that extra help. Because some people need it.
Yeah.
Some people need to be able to be pushed. But so I suppose in summing up it all, Brian, what would your final thoughts be on?
Yeah, well,
Slimmerman?
I would think for me, I would say to keep the trending and keeping an eye on that trend on the scales. And
sorry, do you mean the graph?
Like the graphs on the scales. Yeah, on your app, and I'm just enjoying the idea and the concept of watching our weight. We don't have to be overweight.
Yes, yeah.
We can have an ideal weight, and it can be helped.
Yeah, the ideal weight. Yeah, and I kind of think the whole concept of Slimmerman and how we want to take it out there and show people is about that. It's not about concentrating on weight loss.
Yeah. It's
concentrating on different thinking in the mind.
Yeah.
Renewing, kind of like a renewing of the mind, and when we do that, then we can kick some goals and move forward. So if you were to sort of look at the whole program as a whole, Brian, the whole Slimmerman scenario, what would you say? What would you say to the viewers out there if you were to?
Yeah. Okay. So I would say that it's a really great system to follow, and that you can go at your pace. You don't have to wear yourself out doing a marathon from the very beginning of everything. You can go at your pace and from where you are, and nobody's there to judge you or to push you in that way, but they're there to encourage you to do your best and to become your ideal weight and your ideal age.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate that, Brian. I really thank you that you came on board really early to sort of see the beginnings of Slimmerman and Slimmer Woman, of course. It's not just for men, it's for women as well. And really appreciate it, and all the best in the future, and let's keep in contact.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you very much.
See you later.
See you.